Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Hank from Wizard's Den, and welcome to Sorcery TCG FAQ, a series where I pick up frequently asked questions regarding rules and card interactions of Sorcery Contested Realm. How many of them can you get them right? Now, I got some feedback that people want more questions picked up on a single episode. So in this episode, I decided to pick up 10 questions for a test run to see the total production time. Question 1. Can you cast a monument on an opponent's site where my minions exist? The rule for casting artifacts is that you can cast it on any of your sites that you control, or you can directly cast it in the hands of your minions provided it's an artifact that can be carried. Monuments are a special class of artifacts that cannot be carried. Therefore, you cannot cast a monument on an opponent's site regardless of whether a minion under your control exists there. Question 2. Can a unit pick up a relic on its path while moving? A minion that has movement plus X might encounter some relics in its path while not reaching its final destination. In sorcery, most actions must be completed before declaring another one. So declaring to pick up a relic must be done after completing the full movement. Therefore, you cannot pick up relics along the path of your movement, as you can only declare picking anything up at the final location. Question 3. Can you strike a site with ranged strike? Ranged strike is an activated ability that reads, strike target enemy unit at a range of up to 1 step away in a cardinal direction. A site is not a unit, therefore you may not use ranged strike to sites. Question 4. Can you dodge roll a ranged strike? Dodge roll reads, an attacked ally may move to another adjacent location to evade the attack. The term attack is specifically referencing the basic move and attack ability that all units have. Ranged strike is an activated ability and not an attack ability. Therefore, you cannot dodge roll a ranged strike. Question 5. If you attack a site where a root spider is borrowed, what happens? Root spider disables minions that are atop a site that it's borrowed in. When a minion declares a move and attack ability, the minion will move to the site and immediately gets disabled. As a consequence, the attack will not happen. Question 6. Can you shoot a firebolt across the void when fired from the surface? Firebolt is a 2-mana, 1 fire threshold projectile spell that can deal up to 3 damage. The projectile ruling specifically states that it travels within the same region where it was cast. Therefore, a projectile cannot penetrate the void and hit anything there. Question 7. Can you bury a minion atop an aqueduct? Bury reads, borrow target minion or artifact if able. Minions can only borrow on land sites. On a water site, it needs to submerge. An aqueduct has a water threshold and it is considered a water site. Therefore, if you use bury on a minion atop an aqueduct, it will do nothing. Question 8. When you bury a minion, what happens to the relics that it carries? Bury is a form of forced movement. Just like the carried relics move with your units when moving, forced movement will do the same. Therefore, when you bury a minion that carries any relics, those relics also becomes borrowed. Question 9. If Headless Haunt were to teleport to Gnome Hollows, what happens? Headless Haunt is a minion that has a triggered ability that reads, at the start of your turn, Headless Haunt teleports to the top of a random site or void. Typically, people roll a d20 to determine where it goes. A Gnome Hollow prohibits any minion that has power greater than 2 from entering the site. At the beginning of the turn, a teleportation effect will be placed on the timeline that specifies the final location. During resolution, the effect will fizzle as the gnome hollows will prohibit the haunt from entering. The headless haunt will stay where it was. Question 10. If I defend an enemy unit with Free City, do I lose life? This is probably the most trickiest card in the alpha set. Free City reads, once per turn, may attack or defend against enemy units here. During an attack, the units strike each other. The important thing is that you can only strike units. However, a site is not a unit. Free City is not turning into a minion and still a site. Therefore, the strike itself never happens, and hence you will not lose any life. This card is very confusing in the detailed interactions, so make sure to read the full FAQ in curiosa.io. That's it for today's Sorcery TCG FAQ. Did you get them all correct? If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for future episodes regarding sorcery. Thanks for watching, and until next time, have a great game.